Good afternoon. We are joined here again in the name of our Father, Yahweh. Today's topic is going to be the Ten Commandments. What I want to do today is prove that they are still active. We are supposed to be doing them, keeping them, all 10 of them. I'll give you examples of this proof. And not only will I show you that are still active, but I will show you the glory and the gift for keeping them. We can first start out with the verse in Matthew 5:17. Think not that I come to destroy the law or the prophets. I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill. This is pretty point blank. The words from our Messiah, right out of his mouth. He did not come to destroy the law, but to fulfill it, which means he's going to do them. Remember the old WWJD, what would Jesus do? He came to show us the way, did he not? Well, why then would he show us how to keep them and train his disciples to do the same thing that they would not be doing? That to me sounds like a huge waste of time. We can go on and read just a bit further into verse 18 and 19. For verily I say unto you, till heaven and earth pass, one jot or one tittle shall no wise pass from the law, till all be fulfilled. Now we can look right outside our windows, see that heaven and earth are still here. All has not been fulfilled. We are in the end times, but Revelations has not been fulfilled yet. Some of it hasn't even been revealed yet. Now, if we go on unto verse 19, we can read a little bit more here. Whosoever therefore shall break one of these least commandments, and shall teach men so, he shall be called least in the kingdom of heaven. But so whosoever shall do and teach them, the same shall be called great in the kingdom of heaven. Now, our Messiah is speaking of the end and of the kingdom that's to come. To teach men that the commandments are nailed to the cross, well, I hate to say it, they have their reward. But my brothers and sisters, great in the kingdom is what we are to be striving for. Still thinking they're nailed to the cross? This is still in the Gospels, right? Well, we can read on and go on to some passages after the cross and see what was said. This is an example of what we do if we know him. We can't say we know him if we don't keep his commandments. Now, if you say you know him and do not keep his commandments, you are a liar. 1 John 2, 3, and 4. And hereby we do know that we know him if we keep his commandments. He that saith, I know him, and keepeth not his commandments, is a liar, and the truth is not in him. Wow. These are some pretty strong words. If something that was nailed to the cross, this doesn't really hold a lot of water. Do you say you know him? Does this sound like they are complete? This statement was made after the cross. There are so many out there blind to the fact that they think the Ten Commandments are done away with. Well, what are they missing out on? That's the big thing. What does obedience to these laws bring? We can find an example in 1 John 3:22. And whatsoever we ask, we receive of him, because we keep his commandments, and do those things that are pleasing in his sight. Again, this is after the cross. This passage is for those that think that we only need to keep the last six. So, there are two great commandments, and we'll get into this a little bit later on. One tablet, the second tablet, two different tablets. The first tablet is how we show our love towards our Father. The second tablet is how we show our love for fellow man, our brothers. Now, if we read 1 John 4:19, we love him because he first loved us. If a man say, I love God, and hateth his brother, he is a liar. For he that loveth not his brother whom he hath seen, how can he love God whom he hath not seen? And this commandment have we from him, that he who loveth God loveth his brother also. Now, this is a two-part commandment. Like I was saying, one, we love our Father with all our hearts and love our neighbor as ourselves. We cannot have one without the other. We can't have water without oxygen, nor we can have it without the hydrogen. They are both needed for water to exist. Oxygen and hydrogen. Love for our Father, love for our fellow man, our brother. Now, on the other side of the coin, we know that we love our neighbors when we love God. We love God when we keep his commandments. By this, we know that we love the children of God when we love God and keep his commandments. For this is the love of God, that we keep his commandments, and his commandments are not grievous. Now that's 1 John 5:2 and 3. This is the sign that we love our Father, our Creator. Again, we cannot say we love him and not keep his commandments. That would make us out to be liars, would it not? How do we become righteous and blameless in the eyes of our Father? Now let's look at Zacharias and his wife Elizabeth in Luke 1:6. And they were both righteous before God, walking in all the commandments and the ordinances of the Lord blameless. Now, we need to ask ourselves, is not our Father the same yesterday, today, and tomorrow? He's always the same. He's not changing. He is not wishy-washy. He doesn't make decisions and change his mind. He makes a promise, he keeps it. Would it not be the same with this? Would we be righteous today doing his commandments? Or maybe he is indecisive. No. He is never changing, knowing all, before the foundation of the world. We can read on a little bit further. Mark 12:29 through 31. And Jesus answered him, the first of all the commandments is, Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God is one Lord. And thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy mind, and with all thy strength. This is the first commandment. This is the first stone. This is the first tablet. And the second is like, namely this, Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. There is none other commandment greater than these. One stone, two stone. They're not separate from the Ten Commandments. They are the Ten Commandments. The 10 and 2 philosophy is point blank. It's wrong. It's the Ten Commandments. The first stone, how we love our Father. The second stone, how we love our neighbor. Now, some would say this looks like we need to love God and our neighbor, and that's it. Like I was saying. How do we demonstrate this love? Can we love our neighbor and covet his wife? No, we can't. Can we love our neighbor and murder him? Of course not. Can we love our neighbor and still bear false witness against him? No. Can we love our God if we take his name in vain? No. Can we love our God if we break his holy Sabbath? No, we can't. I think you're getting my point. We cannot love our God or our neighbors if we break the commandments. remember what was just said, we would be a liar. Now, what are the Ten Commandments? We got to go through here and see what they are. And we can go from there. We need to know what they are so we can follow them. The first commandment, thou shalt have no other gods before me. What is that? What does that mean? Buddha, Muhammad. Yeah, that kind of falls in that category. But what takes up our minds? What do we fill our heads with daily? Is our God? Is it money? Is it fame? Is it our job? What takes up our thought is also our God. We need to be careful.